Welcome back to the warm up with John Ben today. Before we dive in it, please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn on that bell so you never miss anything, all things NBA. Talking about the season outlook of the Dallas Mavericks today. Yeah, Ben, this is your team, and yeah,
Yeah, a lot of excitement around this season, a lot of change, a lot of things to look forward to. To recap this summer, obviously in the greatest thing ever, we got Cooper Flagg with the number one
mhm.
pick. We were able to bring in D'Angelo Russell to fill in Kyrie's absence. We were able to retain Daniel Gafford and PJ Washington, getting those guys back on extensions. Good glue guys to like the family kind of aspect that the Mavericks have. Let's go ahead and take a look at the full roster to see everything that they've got. Um, all right, so here is the sheet. Obviously, you traded Luka last season. You're bringing in Anthony Davis. You have Kyrie Irving. Klay Thompson's back on his second year of his deal. The guys we just mentioned, of course. You still have off the bench Najee Marshall, Max Christie, who's got a lot of potential, Jaden Hardy, even Dante Exum. As far as like Lively and Gafford is concerned, we're expecting that Lively's going to start here, and then Gafford will come off the bench. But there's no hard feelings on either side. You can easily start Gafford depending on the matchup and throw Lively in off the bench. They do pretty much an equal minute split. But looking at this roster, I think this is without a doubt one of, if not the deepest team in the NBA. As far as the kind of lineups you can roll out, I mean, the kind of lineups that the Mavericks are going to be able to roll out next year are something out of 2K, because it's
Yeah,
like you genuinely have lineups and where you could put Cooper Flag at the 2 and Washington at the 3, or Washington at the 2 or Flag at the 3, and then you
mhm.
can go. You got your double bigs. You can throw out 80 and Lively, 80 and Gafford. Um, you can switch positions between the two, and then you've got a lethal shooter in Klay Thompson who you still can't leave open. The biggest question mark, obviously, with this team will be the injury of Kyrie Irving. When do you expect him to come back? When are you going to see him hit the floor? Um, I would say, this is my personal opinion. I think after Christmas is kind of when that clock is going to start of like, okay, when's Kyrie coming back?
Yeah,
Um, I think Christmas is good. I don't think rushing him back is a good idea, because looking at him, you're like, look, Kyrie Irving is one of those guys where he takes care of his body. If he's got an injury, he wants to get back to 150%.
right.
So with this kind of injury being an ACL, and with the quickness and like lateral quickness that he has,
Mhm.
he's going to need to be at full strength. So I think bringing him back after Christmas would be good. Um, and then obviously your bench unit can come out there, like you could have a starting lineup you could have a starting lineup off the bench itself. So very excited about this team. What are your thoughts on the roster, Joe?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's one of the most, like you said, one of the most interesting rosters in the league. They added D'Angelo Russell as a stopgap until Kyrie Irving's back to health, and then he'll move to the bench. You have guys like Najee Marshall who are just really good basketball players.
Yeah.
PJ Washington. There's just a lot of talent on this roster, and I think Jason Kidd is probably smiling cheek to cheek on how excited. I could only imagine how excited he must be to,
Yeah.
like you said, roll out all these lineups where you could scale up so big and you could have one of the biggest lineups in history, or have your small ball five be Anthony Davis, who played the five and for the Lakers the last 5 years, 6 years. So I think there's a lot of potential with this roster. Again, it all comes down to Kyrie Irving. But even then, I mean, if I think it'll be interesting to see what the role Cooper Flagg's given. It's been talked about that they want him to be that point guard and take the ball up and so, and I think they should. I think it's going to be interesting to see like his development in real time, because he is still a young guy, but like one of the question marks was like his defensive upside with like twos and threes, and it's like, yeah, like I think he could do it, and I think if this team wants to go where they want to go, he'll need to hit that. This team is, like you said, really deep. Cooper Flag, I think, is just one of those basketball players that you can't miss. His ceiling might not be top 10 ever, top 20 ever, but his floor is so high. like he'll probably win Rookie of the Year on ease. I wouldn't be surprised if he
Yeah.
averages 15, 5, and 3. I think that's very well in the realm of possibility with the team of talent. Um, yeah, this team's good, man. This team is good. What are your thoughts on like the different lineups you guys could run out, the potential defensive? Like, I think you guys could be top defense in the league potentially. Like, what are
Yeah.
your thoughts on all that?
Looking at the lineups, I think the 1, 2, 3 punch of AD, Lively, and Gafford is going
Yeah,
to be special. We
yeah,
saw flashes of it last season, and I was very excited. Um, as far as it pertains to Cooper Flagg, admittedly, I did not watch enough Duke ball to tell you, like, look, he's going to play here, here, and here. I do
mhm,
think 3 is where we're going to put him, but I
yeah.
think there is
I think so
potential for
too.
him to, like, I think there is potential for him to slide into 2 or 4.
Yeah,
Definitely. You even saw him in summer league as we're watching right now. Like he had the ball in his hands a lot. Like they
yeah,
were giving him the rock. So
yeah.
very interested to see like what he looks like. I've heard a lot of guys be like he has a very similar game to Jason Tatum, and I honestly kind of see it, and I'll tell you why.
Mm,
Because when Jason Tatum first came into the league, the 3 ball was not quite there yet, but
yeah,
he had the elite ability defensively and the ability to get to the basket at ease. And
yeah,
that it feels very similar to Cooper Flagg. And guess what Jason Tatum did once he progressed? He's now a great 3-point shooter.
yeah,
He's now known for more than just what he was as a rookie. So I think there's a lot of room to grow for Cooper Flagg and for him to really get that outside shot down. Because if he can, then I mean there's he has no limits, genuinely. So he's an elite prospect. And I think off the bench, like, one of the biggest things about this team last year was health. I mean, there were games where we were at the limit of
mhm.
guys we could have out.
It
We're
got
only rolling
close
8
there.
guys out.
It
Yeah,
got
we got
close there at
close.
the
It
end.
got close. So it's like the biggest thing for this team out of any team in the NBA is going to be health
Yeah,
because you're looking at 2 outcomes. If the team is healthy, and I mean this, if the Mavs stay healthy, they will be competing for a championship. Period. Point blank. End of story. They will be competing for a championship. If they're not, you just don't know. It's a matter
yeah,
of like, okay, how unhealthy are we talking here? Because
right.
every team deals with injuries.
Yeah,
But if this team can stay healthy, they will be competing for a championship. I do think also one thing with the lineups, Klay Thompson as well, having him in the starting lineup. You have him out there as the ability to hit the outside shot. Like I said before, you still can't leave him open. You can also flip and go like Najee Marshall at the 2 if you want, or Max Christie, who has a lot of potential.
mhm,
You can truly change that lineup from a night to night basis. Like Jason Kidd said it in media day today, like there is no starting lineup. Like
right.
we don't know what it is yet because there's so much there.
Yeah.
So the possibilities are endless. My next question for you would be realistically, obviously, you're probably going to have to explain further than any other team we do, but like, where do you see this team finishing based on a couple of things going their way or not going their way?
Yeah, kind of like what we talked about, off camera. Like, I think this team is the biggest question mark in the league right now. I think it's a team that could finish as high as the 2 or 3 seed, and I think it's a team that could finish as low as the 9, 10 seed. I think it's all going to come down to health and just the fit, with everything. Like, what if Cooper Flagg just needs an extra year? He needs the ball a little bit more. Like you said, he's a player that is coming in like Tatum, who really doesn't have any weaknesses, right? But how does he develop throughout the season and all that? I think realistically, I would pencil them in as like I think they'll be a 7, 6, 7 seed, fully
Okay.
healthy. Um, I think that being said, that's with I think Kyrie's not going to come back till like after the trade deadline, so like early
Really? Oh, wow.
February. Early February. I could be wrong on that, just because he got the surgery. Um, like a month after he heard it. But I think this team has the potential to be nasty. I think they could be the number 1 team defensively. And to add on to that, Derek Lively today said at media day that he grew to be 7'2", which is disgusting for somebody that size and be that athletic, which really makes no
Oh.
sense. But yeah, the bigs are gonna be suffocating. And like Anthony Davis, like as a Lakers fan, I love Anthony Davis. One of the one of my favorite players I ever rooted for. What's he's like? Because we saw 3.5 quarters where we're like, whoa, 80 might be a top 5 player right now, and he looked like one of the best players we've ever seen. So you matching
Yeah.
that with him playing his natural position at the 4, I think the sky's the limit. What are your thoughts on the Mavericks finishing and realistic things?
Yeah, I think a lot of people are sleeping on this team without Kyrie Irving, just based on what they're going to have as a starting lineup. Like a
Yeah,
starting lineup of D'Lo, Cooper, PJ, AD, and
hmm
Lively. That is a solid starting lineup. Or it could be,
yeah,
possibly Klay Thompson. I really don't know where they're going to
yeah,
go with it, but they're going to
yeah,
have a starting solid lineup to where they're going to be able to win games when Kyrie's not there.
yeah.
So
Oh
I'm
yeah,
thinking like if Kyrie comes back in a good amount of time, this team could be a 5, maybe a 6. They could
yeah,
sneak into the top 4. It really just depends on what they look like without him. To
yeah.
start the season, we're going to have like 10 out of our 12 first games at home or something like that. And our strength of schedule is not terrible. So
Okay.
it's going to give us a lot of time to really just work this out and see what happens. Yeah, it's just a big unknown because Kyrie Irving is obviously one of the biggest pieces of this team. He's the starting point guard. He's the guy. He's Kyrie. He averages 25 points. He's a part of the 50-40-90 club. Big
hmm
time guy. So if you're able to get him back, I think the key for the Mavs is just to get in. I really think that's
Yeah.
all they need. Like get into the playoffs and let the
See
rest
what
take care of
happens.
itself. Because I mean,
Yeah.
that's really it. Because all your question marks in the regular season, if you're healthy come playoff time, you have no question marks. You have all you need.
Right.
And the thing about Cooper Flagg is this. You said it, like he'll average 15. And like some people will look at that and be like, oh man, bust. That's all he needs to do. He's
Yeah.
not on a bottom feeding team where
Mhm.
they're expecting him to score 30 a night. He's on a
Yeah.
team where they're saying, look, we've got veterans, we've got, former number one picks. We've also got D'Lo. We've got guys that have been there, done that. Play
hmm
behind these guys, pick your poison, like go get it done and be the guy that we need you to be. That's the
Right.
most important thing about Cooper Flagg landing in Dallas. And that's going to serve him well once this 3-year period's over where AD and Kyrie's contracts are up, because then it's gonna be like rebuilding around Cooper Flagg. And
Yeah.
he's gonna be ready to go. So I
Yeah.
think that's really important for him. So yeah, I would say probably realistically 5 or 6. I don't think they're going to flirt with the play-in tournament. I think this is going to be
Yeah.
a different kind of season. I think they'll get off to a faster start than people think,
Yeah.
as far as their win total. But yeah, it really just depends on Kyrie Irving. We'll see what happens. Obviously, rooting for him to get back because he's one of the most fun players to watch in the league.
Yeah. No, yeah, I agree with that 100%. What do you think um is some potential challenges for the Mavs without let's just start with D'Lo. Like D'Lo is a very polarizing player. When he's on, he's one of the
Yeah.
best players to watch, and when he's not. But I think this is a team that can hide a lot of his weaknesses as well. So what's your thoughts on just D'Lo running the show in a way for the first, let's say, like you said, till Christmas, after Christmas?
I think it's a good fit. I think it was obviously needed to bring someone in from the outside to get this
Yeah.
job done. The one thing I will give D'Lo is his ability to facilitate is
hmm
very, very, very pure.
Yeah.
So I will give him that. Obviously, like D'Lo had nights in LA where people loved him and people hated him, but
Yeah.
for the most part, D'Angelo Russell has been a great contributor in his time in basketball. And I think, yeah, like you said, him being on this team with so many weapons is going to serve him well as far as facilitation.
Yeah.
And I think something that they may run into could just be gelling, because
Mhm.
you're putting a lot of guys together that
Right.
don't have much experience together. D'Lo's brand new. Cooper Flagg is brand new. And obviously, Anthony Davis only played 10 or something games with this group, so he's not quite there yet. I think it's really important that when they're at training camp, like they just continue this family aspect that they have on their basketball
Mhm.
team. Just bring everybody in, make the culture as solid as you can, have the veteran leadership, and go out there and play. But yeah, gelling and then D'Lo efficiency and his ability to facilitate will be two things to watch. And I think another thing is obviously Cooper Flagg's fit. We
Mhm.
really don't know what that's going to look like, how much he's going to get the ball. That will be something to watch. So yeah, those are three challenges that I could see. But all three of those challenges have good alternatives, though. It's just a matter of if they can put it together.
Yeah, no, I agree with everything you said.
Sure,
I think it's gonna be a fun year for the Mavericks, man.
it is,
I'm
man.
for them. I know their fans need it. They need a good, decent year, and yeah,
Definitely, man. Can't wait to see what happens. It's gonna be a fun season.
yeah. All right, thank you guys for tuning in on the Dallas Mavericks season outlook. Please like, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and thank you for watching. Peace.